The PlayStation 2 officially has sold over 160 million consoles. But by two, but by this number, but by putting this number out, the PlayStation wake a sleeping giant called Nintendo. Let's talk about this. What's up, y'all? Mr. Right Way here. You know I am a avid, big PlayStation fan. We just unboxed the 30th anniversary. We are talking about the 30th anniversary of PlayStation. But guys, I told you so. I told you so. Nintendo will, mark my words, surpass PlayStation. Well, the PlayStation 2 in all console sales. But before we get into that conversation, let's go back over here, right? So we're at this PlayStation history. Let's go back to it, right? We have the 30 years of PlayStation. Now, I have not looked at this site yet, just for the opening I did on the PS2, but yeah, Black Friday is gonna be. Look at this, right? 30 years of PlayStation. Man, it brings back so many memories. I remember my first PlayStation I got at Blockbuster Video, right? I rented that joint. And I got 3 games, two games I know, other game I cannot remember for the life of me, but I do remember Ballerina Toshinen and Jumping Flash. Both of those games at the time were mind-blowing. Especially as a fighting game fan, Ballerina Toshinen. It was so good. Well, let's go back over here to this PlayStation thing, right? So, join us for the journey of the PlayStation history and console and games that made us. I mean, the PS1, so beautiful, so beautiful. And this is the PlayStation logo right here in 1994. That's right, 94. December 3rd, 1994. The Japanese release, the American release in 95. But man, in the European release, and just a couple weeks later. Oh, this brings back so many memories. I think this is right here, Ballerina Toshinen right here. But yeah, look at Twisted Metal, Ridge Racer, Tekken. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Look, Mortal Kombat 3. Look, they go Jumping Flash right there. Jumping Flash right here, y'all. Look at that. All right, yeah. This right here changed the world, people. The PlayStation 1 changed the world. And it's kind of funny that I'm going to talk about, you know, how Nintendo may be the all-time greatest selling console. You know, right now, PlayStation 2 holds that title right behind Nintendo Switch with like 143 million, I think so. I will check those numbers in just a moment. But when this thing dropped, oh my goodness. I mean, you just had to really be there. The marketing, the games, just getting that console and the controller, the 3D graphics. I was literally like, it changed my gaming life. And you see, I got my PlayStation hat on and Nintendo stuff. That's crazy. But just think if Nintendo and PlayStation kept working together, right? We all seen the Sony prototypes, you know, the Sony Nintendo PlayStation or Nintendo PlayStation Sony, whatever you want to call it. But right here, the power of the PlayStation, oh my goodness. And look how many they sold. Since launch, they sold, right here, look at this. Since launch, they they sold over 102 million, y'all. Not thousands, millions of, oh, just goodness. Look at this right here. Look at the games. Look at these games. All these games are iconic from right here. Look, Tekken. That's one thing too. When I got Tekken, I think that might have been like the next couple weeks when I got that game. What sold me on the game was King, because you know I love wrestling, and as you see King right here, let me go back to it. King, he's swinging Kazuya. Look at this right here. Look at the bottom right here. King is swinging Kazuya. Look at this right here. I could not believe like the 3D graphics in the game. Go back and play Tekken 1. I mean, it still kind of holds up. It's just so nostalgic and so just weird, right? And Jumping Flash right here. Let me go back and look at Jumping Flash. Jumping Flash is a game. Go and play it. It's so weird and so good. I miss those days of like PlayStation being so weird and just so really good. But let's go to the PlayStation 2, y'all. Look at here what they're talking about. And this site is up, so you can go follow this after the video. My goodness, look at that iconic system. The PlayStation 2. It came in 2000. Pause. October 26th. This right here was a legendary console. This was everybody's first DVD. I won't say everybody, a lot of people in North America anyway. A lot of people in the world, first DVD. I remember like the PlayStation I got that 2 I got down here. Let me show y'all real quick. Look at this PlayStation 2. I had many variations of the PlayStation 2. This is my latest one. This is my like aqua blue. It has a stand. Which actually this is the original PlayStation 2 stand that I found somewhere. But this thing right here is still holds up. Now this is kind of modded. I can play games worldwide with this one. But PlayStation 2 is such an iconic system. It's like my top 3 favorite consoles of all time. And I absolutely love this machine. But they have awakened a sleeping giant, I think. And I don't think the giant is really asleep. But this is kind of petty, right? Okay, so in this website, you see the PlayStation 2, the beautiful PlayStation 2, accurate size, which actually that's pretty cool, right? 160 million consoles sold since 2000. Live in your world, play in ours. I mean, this says it right there. That campaign, that slogan, it was dope. It was really dope. But here's the thing, right? And this is what's so funny about the almighty PlayStation 2. It's the almighty Bobby PlayStation. No, you get it, you get that. Nintendo Switch has been selling crazy like the past 8 years, right? Right now, it's getting close to surpassing the PlayStation 2. Now, for years, we did not know how many PlayStation 2s Sony sold. We thought like maybe 150, and then so Nintendo was like right at 146. All of a sudden, bam. The PlayStation said, guess what, y'all? Look at this. We sold 160,000. And Nintendo like, man, stop playing with me. Old Friday reference. But y'all, this is pretty funny. And I love PlayStation. I love Nintendo. And this is pretty funny. I knew this was going to kind of happen. Like, I didn't know it was going to happen this soon, but I knew Sony was going to say something one day. Now we're waiting for Nintendo response. So this is what I think is going to happen. I'm going to put this right here on YouTube. I really think Nintendo is going to see this next couple weeks, days, whatever. Guess what? The Nintendo Switch, boom, $199. It just sell a ton more. Nintendo Switch will surpass the place. It's going to happen. But it's good to see that Sony right now showing everybody that how many PS2s are sold, y'all. So wow, that is pretty dope, you know. But let's keep looking at the rest of this right here. So let's go to the PSP, which love the PSP. Came out in 2004. The PlayStation Portal. Now, the PlayStation Portable, not the PlayStation Portal, but the PlayStation Portal was a handheld system. It was between graphics of the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2. It's like almost like a boost of the PlayStation 1 graphics a little bit. So here is the official pack for the PlayStation Portal when it first came out. This is exactly what it released in. The Spider-Man 2 bundle. As you can see, this is right here. Take a look at that. That was the PSP when you got this box. Oh, I was so happy. So you know, you got like this right here, you got the little sleeve, but then you got the PSP 1000. This PSP 1000, and you can tell the model of the PlayStation at the bottom right here. Most anytime Sony brings something out, it's like the 1000 series. Now I don't have a battery in this because most PSP batteries are like destroyed right now. A lot of stuff that came with that was like a sampler disc of games. So that light is killing it. There you go. Can y'all see that? There you go. The sampler disc. Also, the marketing on the PSP. That's another good stuff. And then PSP tried to have these like little movies, right? Which at the time, back in 2004, you know, we didn't have iPhones and iPads and stuff. And I feel so old now. But this is Spider-Man 2. Check that out. Spider-Man 2 for the PSP. This is still in great shape. Now, the person I got this from a while ago, and they came with UMDs, right? Games came on this. Games and movies came on UMDs. And it was a great, I loved it. Look, here is the like headphones, right? So I don't know if the rest of the headphones in here. No, they actually probably, good thing, they threw that away. Oh, the instruction manual. This is the instruction manual for the PSP. Look how thick that is.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Thick boy. Really thick. But anyway, the PSP was like an amazing system. Y'all, I absolutely think the world of like Sony products. But Sony put this out, and I understand it's a 30th anniversary, but that PS2 stuff was pretty funny. Now let's head over to the PS3. And the PS3, boy, y'all, when this Joker came out, this was a dark age right here, kind of for PlayStation. So this, you thought the PS5 was expensive, or the PS5 Pro was expensive? Nothing compared to the PlayStation 3. But that PlayStation 3, y'all, just look at this. It's wild. The beautiful, big, chunky PS3 with the Spider-Man font and the PlayStation 3. I do remember, what year did that come out in? Let's see again. I almost forgot that one. 2007. Okay. 2007. But November release, 2006. Why does it say 2007? That's crazy. Oh, I guess they're going with the European release. That's crazy. But 2006. This big boy right here. Once again, this was everybody's first Blu-ray player. This bad boy right here came out, and this thing is heavy and chunky. But as you can see, it had CF slots, it had a mini disc, and PlayStation Pro memory card, where like the Pro cards used for like the Sony PSP and different stuff. Sony always had a crazy format, which it was just dumb. But as you see, one thing about this being so heavy, it's so huge, right, that it overheated a lot too. This thing, you thought the Xbox 360 overheated, this thing right here, this thing look how shiny, you can see, look how shiny this thing is. Look at that. It overheated like a mug. Now, great thing about it, it played PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3. Here's the fact, if you didn't know this, every model of the PlayStation 3 will play PlayStation 1 games. A lot of people don't talk about that enough, but they do play a lot of old school PlayStation 1 games. I'm thinking like 98% of the games, but it was a dark age, right? I bought it day one. It was like $600 some freaking dollars. It was a lot of money back then, and it did everything. And going right here, it said it sold 87 million, which across the world, which is crazy, right? But look at this right here. It was delayed. It was hard to develop for. I mean, but The cross media bar, that was pretty cool. And then they had 3D with it. It was HDMI ready. And look at the console variations. All right. So the PS3 Slim, which is the best. And then you had the Super Slim, which I think that is ugly. I'm always gonna say the PlayStation 3 Super Slim, King will say it right, it's ugly. It's ugly. Telling you it's ugly. But the Slim, the PlayStation 3 Slim, is the best value. If you find a PlayStation 3 Slim like at a Goodwill, pawn shop, I found some for like $50 on the channel for garage sales or Facebook Marketplace. This is a time, the 30th anniversary. Get a PlayStation 3. Start buying games for it because they are very, very, very cheap and very fun. A lot of them fun too. They worked out a lot of stuff. Just if you see a big boy like this, if you know how to fix it, it's great. But it's big paperweight sometimes because it just. But now let's go to the PlayStation Vita. That's right. In 2011, right here, we talk about the PlayStation Vita. December 17th for the Japanese release. February 22nd. It was a good Valentine's Day for some people in other regions. So, the Vita. Let's look at that. Let's look a little real look at my Vita. This is the 1000 version again. Two versions of the Vita. They're probably gonna talk about that later on, but the 1000 version right here. This is 1001 version. Let me show you. Sony 1001. This had an OLED screen. This still, it's still so great. And I gotta charge this bad boy. I haven't played it in a while. It's got a screen protector on it, but this one is the best Vita around, right? I love it. I love this Vita. I love all the Vitas. Find those games too are gonna be like Sega Saturn back in the day. Because man, those games were like amazing, but definitely now getting expensive. But let's look see what they say on the website. Changing the game, yeah. See, OLED right here, touchscreen, real touchpad, and remote play. Oh, that's something we don't talk about. Now we got the Portal now, right? But the remote play, back touchpads, right? You can play your PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 games on this bad boy, right? Like, oh, it's so good. Oh, and remember the camera too. A lot of people didn't use the camera, but you can use that. It has some apps you can use it. You can record with it and kind of stuff. It was good multimedia, handheld. And whenever Sony makes something, they make amazing stuff. Let's go to the rebirth of the PlayStation band, as I call it. The rebirth of the PlayStation, which is the PlayStation 4. That's right. We're the country, we say 4. No, PlayStation 4. The rebirth of the brand. Y'all, when this rebranded right here, let's get past this, 2013. Man, the one thing that put them over the edge is game sharing.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
You gotta love that commercial. It's so petty. I can see now, like, going back, PlayStation had a history of being freaking petty. Oh, before I get into it, y'all, let me show you my PlayStation 1, right? And it's done a lot of change to it. So this is my PlayStation 1. If you open it up inside, I showed this before, but yes, I have an X station in my PS1. There we go. If you can see that, I have an X station. And also, it is modded HDMI, as you can see right there. This model number, I think this is this is 5501. And I'm looking for a early model PlayStation. I think I might go get one tomorrow or some other day, but yeah, it's modded. I got everything on here that I need. So I don't need to collect PlayStation 1, which I am. I still love collecting PlayStation 1 discs. But this thing right here is so beautiful. We already talked about the PlayStation numbers, but let's see on the PlayStation 4 numbers. Let's look at that. How much did it sell? 117 million. That is a lot. Do they have any console variations? Okay, here we go. So the slim models, which they are pretty cheap, you can get some and just put them, retire those. Or if you haven't gotten into PlayStation World, PlayStation 4 Slim is really good. But what you need to do is get the Pro model. Let's see if they show the Pro model on here because I haven't seen that. Yep. Oh, y'all. You see right there, this teasing is for 20th anniversary. I had one. I need to get one back again. Amazing console. Just amazing console. Another thing about the PlayStation 4 is the controller. One of the best controllers out there. The PS4 controller, the DualShock was great, but then the DualShock 4, when they added the touchpad, because of the iPhone and all that kind of stuff. Y'all, this thing it's amazing. I'm preaching to the choir, but if you have not jumped on the PlayStation bandwagon, you're missing a lot of stuff. This is not like, oh, I'm team Xbox or team PlayStation or team Nintendo, but y'all, they did wake a sleeping giant up on that. Let's go back and see if they do anything else. What is they talking about? The DualShock 4, yeah, it was great. It was so great. I mean, look at the games that came with it. Yes, Second Son. Infamous Second Son is a game that you definitely need to get. It's a PlayStation. It's on the greatest hits. It's a great game. It still holds up to the day. I wish they remake that game. Do some more stuff with that. Bloodborne, great. Last Guardian, Spider-Man, Horizon, Uncharted, God of War, Ghost, Last of Us. I mean, my goodness. Is it the first Fortnite map? Oh, here we go. Talk about the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, this was truly innovation. Now, the PS4 Pro was a heck of a system. Look at this. I kind of like, like these three, like 1, 2, 3. I always like that. That has been so great. And then now you're talking about the PSVR. Yes, the PSVR. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to keep talking about the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 Pro, y'all, that bad boy was amazing. I absolutely love it. I remember when I'm buying it. And then they had another version of the Pro, the 500 million. And you still can get some of those. Those are still a pretty great system. Get translucent blue, amazing system. But we already know about, let's go with the PSVR and PS5. We know about the PS5 and we know about the PSVR 2, which right now, I'll let y'all go to that website and see all of that stuff. But 30 years of PlayStation, I'm afraid that the PlayStation 2 is going to lose a spot in number one because that just kind of funny how that happened to be put out now. Because they never ever put that information out, like official numbers, right? And it just blew up today on the internet. So I said, I want to make a video. I want to talk about it. And also, too, just talk about my experiences of PlayStation over the last 30 years. Because I was there from the beginning at Blockbuster Video getting this, not this model, but a exact PlayStation 1. Taking it home, playing Ballerina Toshinden, playing Tekken, playing all sorts of games. Jumping Flash, Ridge Racer, Twisted Metal, all those games. And it just blew my mind. And I became a PlayStation fan for life. So guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this right here. And always remember to do it the right way. Thank you, PlayStation. And look forward for many more years.